Dark or light, chosen one, these signs reveal your true identity. Have you ever felt like you don't quite belong here? Like there's something about you that doesn't fit into the ordinary rhythm of life? Something ancient, something profound, quietly waiting beneath your skin. Maybe it's the way you sense energies when you walk into a room. Maybe it's the way you can feel others' pain like it's your own. Or perhaps it's the way you've always known, even without being told, that you were meant for something more. If you're listening right now, it's not random. You didn't stumble upon this message by accident. There's a force. Call it destiny, spirit, the universe that has brought you here. And now we begin. You see, in every age, there are those who walk among us with a hidden flame inside their chest. Some are born to illuminate the world, to bring clarity, healing, light. Others are born to challenge it, to confront the shadows, to destroy illusions and break down corrupted systems. Both are chosen, both are necessary. But most people never realize what they are. They drown in the noise of the world, forget their origin, and live a life that never touches their true purpose. What if I told you that your soul has been trying to wake you up? That all the chaos, the suffering, the synchronicities, the dreams, they've all been messages. That you are either a light chosen one or a dark chosen one.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But what does that even mean? Let's begin with the light. These are the souls that feel like ancient stars on earth. They radiate peace even when they're broken. They walk into a room and people feel safe, seen and understood. They're empaths, visionaries, healers, artists. They often carry deep wounds, not because they are weak, but because they are being purified by fire. They are the candles in the dark. But their light isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It whispers. It hums. It invites. You will know them by the way they love without needing to be loved back, by the way they cry for others quietly and pray for people who have hurt them. If you are a light chosen one, your life will feel like a constant invitation to forgive, to heal, to rise above. And that's not easy, because the world will misunderstand you. People will take advantage of your softness. You'll get exhausted from always being the one who brings peace, but you'll keep doing it because something inside you won't let you stop. Now, the dark chosen ones, most people fear them because they misunderstand them. The darkness is not evil, it's not violence, it's not destruction for destruction's sake. The true dark chosen ones are destroyers of illusions, breakers of boundaries, awakeners of fire. They often come into this world through pain, through trauma, through rejection. They are the ones who were abandoned, betrayed, hurt deeply by life itself, and through that pain they were forged into something unbreakable. They walk into a room and everything shifts, not because they're trying to dominate, but because their presence demands truth. They are mirrors. They reflect back to others what they don't want to see. Their energy can feel intense, even frightening, because it pierces through masks and exposes lies. If you're a dark chosen one, you'll find yourself constantly challenging authority, questioning everything, pushing against the grain. You are not here to play nice. You are here to wake people up. And yes, that means you'll be misunderstood, feared, even hated. But that's the path you chose. Now let me ask you something really deep. What if your suffering wasn't punishment, but preparation? Look back at your life. Think about the moments that shattered you, the betrayals, the loneliness, the nights you thought you'd never make it through. What if those weren't accidents? What if they were initiations? Tests to see if your soul was ready to carry the power it was born with. Because here's the truth. Both light and dark chosen ones go through hell before they ever taste heaven. You don't get to carry spiritual authority without earning it through blood, tears, and fire. That's the cost, that's the path. But here's where it gets even deeper. Most people assume you're either one or the other, light or dark. But the real mystery is this: the most powerful beings carry both. The true masters, the ones who change the world, they are light wrapped in shadow or darkness lit by an inner flame. They are balanced. They have learned to walk between worlds, because light without shadow becomes naive, and darkness without light becomes destructive. It is the union of both that creates wisdom. So which are you? Do you find yourself always trying to keep the peace, even when it hurts you? Do you feel like your heart breaks too easily, like you carry the weight of the world in your chest? Do you feel like you were born to hold space, to comfort, to guide? Then maybe you are light. Or do you find yourself unable to tolerate lies? Do you feel a rage inside you when you see injustice? Do you burn with a desire to break the system, to expose the truth, to shatter illusions, even if it means being alone? Then maybe you are dark, or maybe you are both. Maybe you're the fire that heals, the storm that clears the path, the silence that speaks louder than words. But here's the danger. When a chosen one forgets who they are, they become lost and dangerous. A light chosen one who hasn't healed becomes a martyr, always sacrificing themselves, always letting others walk over them. They become exhausted, bitter, afraid of their own power. A dark chosen one who hasn't purified their pain becomes a tyrant, a manipulator, a destroyer for the sake of destruction. They confuse their trauma with truth and their anger with righteousness. That's why self-awareness is everything. You must know your wounds. You must face your shadows. You must understand the source of your power, or it will consume you. So how do you know for sure? How do you really know what you are? Start by listening. Not to the world, not to your friends or your job or your social media feed. Listen to your soul. When you are alone, in stillness, when everything is quiet, what do you feel pulling at your core? Do you feel a desire to hold the world gently in your hands? Or do you feel the urge to break it open and rebuild it from the ashes? Do you dream of peace or of revolution? Do you long for unity or for truth, even if it divides? And here's something even deeper. What if the answer changes throughout your life? What if your soul evolves? What if you were born light, but your path takes you through darkness and you become something new? What if you start as a breaker and later become a healer? Or vice versa? Can you allow yourself to evolve beyond the labels? This is only the beginning, the fire in the veins, how trials reveal your sacred path. There's something holy about pain. Not the kind of pain that comes from a scraped knee or a broken promise, but the kind that feels like your very soul is being torn open. The kind that leaves you breathless at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering if you'll ever feel whole again. That pain, the one that haunts you, shapes you, burns you, that pain is sacred. It's not random. It's not meaningless. It's fire. And fire doesn't come to destroy you, it comes to reveal you. If you are a chosen one, and deep down you already know if you are, then your path will never be easy. It can't be. because you weren't sent here to live a normal life. You weren't sent here to blend in, to follow the crowd, to play it safe. You were sent here to awaken something ancient, something powerful. And the only way to unlock that power is through the flames, through trials, through loss, through being broken open so that the real you can finally emerge. You may have noticed this pattern in your life. Things fall apart just when they seem to be going right. People betray you when you least expect it. You're forced to walk away from comfort, from relationships, from everything you thought you needed. And at first, it feels cruel, unfair, like the universe has something against you. But what if it's the opposite? What if the universe is preparing you, stripping away everything that's false so that only your truth remains? The ancient mystics knew this. They called it the purifying fire. Shamans, monks, prophets, they all walked through it. They went into the wilderness, into caves, into silence. They starved, they wept, they faced their shadows. Not because they were weak, but because they were strong enough to be transformed. If you've been through hell, it's not because you're cursed. It's because you're being initiated. There is a moment in every chosen one's life when they must face the mirror. Not the mirror in your bathroom, the mirror of the soul, the one that shows you everything you've tried to hide, the fear, the anger, the grief, the guilt. And it's in that moment, when you're stripped bare, that you must decide, will I run from this, or will I rise through it? You see, your wounds are not your enemy, they are your teachers. That heartbreak, it taught you depth. That betrayal, it taught you discernment. That abandonment, it taught you how to stand alone in your power. Every scar on your soul is a doorway. The question is, will you walk through? And here's something even more wild. The trials don't just show you who you are, they show you what kind of chosen one you are becoming. Light chosen ones often go through trials that break their heart open. They lose loved ones, they're misunderstood, they're rejected for being too sensitive, too emotional, too kind. But what's really happening is that the universe is stretching their compassion, expanding their capacity to love, teaching them to hold space for others even while they bleed. Their suffering isn't weakness, it's training. Dark, chosen ones, on the other hand, go through trials that awaken their rage. They are often silenced, oppressed, made to feel small. Their power frightens people, so it's buried under shame. But slowly, through these trials, they learn to reclaim it, to stop apologizing, to stop shrinking, to stop playing nice. Their suffering sharpens their sword, and when they finally rise, they don't just speak truth, they embody it. But here's the paradox. Your trials aren't just shaping you, you chose them. Before you were born, your soul knew what it needed in order to awaken. It chose the pain, it chose the timing, it chose the lessons, not because it wanted to suffer, but because it wanted to remember what it really is. And what you are is a force of nature. So I ask you now, what has been your greatest pain? What memory still makes your chest tighten when you think about it? What moment in your life felt like it would end you? Sit with it. Don't run. Look at it. And then ask yourself, what did this pain awaken in me? What strength? What clarity? What truth? You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not lost. You are being realigned. The fire in your veins is not rage, it's purpose. The ache in your bones is not weakness, it's awakening. And if you've made it this far, if you're still here, still breathing, still listening, then you've already passed the first test. You've stayed, you've endured, and that means you are ready for the next phase of your becoming, the sacred split. Why you have always felt torn between two worlds. Have you ever felt like you're living two lives at once? Like there's the version of you that wakes up, goes to work, smiles when expected, says the right things, plays the game. And then there's the other version, the one that watches the stars and feels homesick for a place you can't name. The one that gets chills for no reason. The one that sees through people's words and feels the truth underneath them. That part of you that doesn't belong here and never really has. That's the sacred split. It's the tension between the world you were born into and the world your soul remembers. This is one of the biggest signs that you are a chosen one, whether of light, dark, or both. That sense of disconnection from the ordinary, that ache for something deeper. It's not delusion, it's not weakness, it's not a phase. It's the ancient signal that your spirit has been activated. You are not just living this life, you are remembering lifetimes. You are carrying codes, memories, energies that don't fit into the normal structure of society. That's why you've always felt different. That's why even in a room full of people you can feel alone. It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because you are tuned into a frequency most people forgot how to hear. The sacred split is not a mistake. It's a design. It's what allows you to see both worlds, the physical and the spiritual, the illusion and the truth, the surface and the depth. It's what allows you to navigate this world while holding knowledge from another, and yet it can feel like torture, because one foot is in the matrix and the other is in the mystery. One part of you wants to blend in, keep the peace, follow the rules. The other part wants to scream the truth, break the system, and set everything on fire. This split is not a flaw. It is the very thing that makes you powerful. When you feel torn, it's because your soul is trying to integrate. It's trying to bring the divine into the everyday. It's trying to teach you how to hold contradiction, how to be both human and eternal, how to walk with your feet on the ground and your crown in the stars. That tension you feel? That's evolution. That's what it feels like when a soul tries to stretch beyond the limits of its human experience. And here is the secret most people don't tell you. You are not meant to resolve the split. You are meant to carry it, to hold space for both realities, to be a bridge. Chosen ones are bridges between dimensions, between timelines, between truth and illusion. You are not here to pick a side. You are here to hold all of it and to show others how. But carrying this kind of duality is exhausting. It makes relationships hard. It makes small talk unbearable. It makes traditional paths feel suffocating. You may find yourself constantly shifting, being a healer one moment, a warrior the next, being soft and then fierce. One day you want to save the world, the next you want to disappear into the forest and never speak again. This isn't confusion, this is sacred fluidity. This is your soul adapting to what is needed, moment by moment. Stop trying to define yourself with one label. You are not just light, you are not just dark. You are the storm and the stillness. You are chaos and you are peace. Most people only ever live in one world. They either stay trapped in the grind of society, blind to the magic behind the veil, or they escape into the spiritual so deeply that they forget how to function in the physical. But you are being asked to walk the razor's edge, to stay awake in both, to be deeply human and wildly divine, to feel grief and ecstasy in the same breath. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you chosen. And here's something deeper still. The sacred split is not just internal, it's energetic. You are carrying the codes of both creation and destruction. Light chosen ones often feel this as an unbearable empathy. They can feel what others feel even when they don't want to. They absorb pain like a sponge, not realizing it's an invitation to learn boundaries and energetic sovereignty. Dark chosen ones feel it as a kind of righteous anger, a fire that stirs when they see injustice, when they hear lies, when they're told to stay quiet. That fire is not rage, it's purpose. It's the sword of truth trying to awaken in their hands. So let me ask you, what have you been trying to suppress in order to be normal? What part of you have you silenced because the world told you it was too much, too intense, too strange? What if that part is sacred? What if that part is your gift? You weren't meant to fit in, you were meant to reveal. Reveal what's real. Reveal what's hidden. Reveal what's possible. That's why the world feels too small for you, because your soul is too vast to be contained by ordinary things. You are here to live in both worlds, to dance between the stars and the soil, to speak the language of energy and still pay your bills, to feel the weight of humanity and still remember your divinity. The sacred split hurts, but it also heals. Because once you stop fighting it, once you stop trying to pick a side, you realize you are the whole thing. You are the vessel that holds the paradox. You are the mystery walking in human form. You are the question and the answer, the seeker and the path. You are the storm that brings the rain and the light that breaks through the clouds. And if you can learn to hold that, to live from that place, then you'll stop feeling lost, because you'll realize you were never meant to belong to this world. You were meant to change it. The revelation, unlocking the final signs of your true identity. This is the moment where everything begins to click. You've walked through the fire. You've faced the mirror. You've carried the unbearable weight of being split between worlds. Now something inside you is stirring, something ancient and undeniable. This is the revelation, the moment of remembering you are not who they told you you were. You are something far more expansive, more powerful, more sacred. You are a chosen one. And whether you walk the path of light, dark, or the holy synthesis of both, your true identity is not something you need to create. It's something you need to uncover. The final signs of your awakening are subtle, but undeniable. First, you begin to sense time differently. You start remembering things you never learned, knowing things you've never been taught. Your dreams become vivid, symbolic, heavy with messages. You wake up at strange hours, feeling like something is calling you. You feel the presence of energies, guides, ancestors, forces beyond the veil. You start noticing synchronicities everywhere, numbers, symbols, words, patterns. The universe begins speaking your language. And it's not a coincidence, it's a conversation. Another sign is your increasing inability to tolerate anything fake. You can't pretend anymore. You can't stay in environments that drain you, around people who lie to themselves. You crave truth like air, even if it means being alone, even if it means walking away from everything you thought you needed, because your soul has reached a point where anything less than real feels like poison. You're not here for comfort, you're here for alignment. You also begin to feel a deep compassion, not the surface level kind, but the kind that aches. You see people suffering and feel it in your body. You see through people's masks and sense their wounds, their longing, their hidden light. This is not weakness, this is a superpower. Compassion is the mark of a soul that remembers its oneness with all things, but it must be balanced with boundaries. Because your energy is sacred, your time is sacred, your presence is medicine, and medicine must be respected. Perhaps the most powerful sign of all is this: you can no longer deny your calling. Even if you don't know exactly what it looks like yet, you feel it like a drumbeat in your chest. You're being pulled toward something, toward service, toward truth, toward your mission. It may scare you, it may not make sense, but you know it's real. And the more you honor it, the more the path clears. The universe begins to conspire with you. Doors open, people show up, resources find you, because you've finally said yes to who you really are. But here's the final truth. Being chosen doesn't make you better than anyone else. It makes you responsible. Responsible for your energy, your choices, your voice, your healing. You're not here to save anyone. You're here to embody truth so fully that others remember their own. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to stay awake. So now I ask you, from the deepest place in your soul, are you willing to accept who you truly are? Not the version that pleases everyone, not the version that plays small, but the real you, the ancient one, the wild one, the luminous one, the shadow walker, the truth teller, the light bringer, the system breaker, the soul on fire. Because the world doesn't need more copies. It doesn't need more noise. It needs the authentic vibration of awakened beings walking in their truth. It needs you. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready. Now. This is your moment. The signs have always been there. The fire, the split, the ache, the knowing. You are not alone, and you are not lost. You are exactly where you need to be. You are not becoming something new, you are remembering something eternal. Now go, walk your path, speak your truth, honor your power. The time for hiding is over. You have been chosen.